Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Hello everyone, welcome to our new show Politically Correct. My name is DK Singh. I join you to discuss the political events which might be agitating your mind. Today of course we are going to discuss the results of assembly elections in Maharashtra and Haryana. So first let's come to the results. Now we have got the final tally. In Haryana you have a 90 member assembly. BJP has got 40, so 6 short of the majority figure. Congress has got 31. We have the third factor, Jannayak Janata Party of Dushyant Chautala, great grandson of Chaudhary Devilal, who floated his own party last year after a family feud. Now JJP has emerged as a very important player now. It has got 10 seats. Of course, Congress and the JJP coming together also won't make that majority mark, and we are yet to hear from JJP so far. But the BJP is already preparing to stake claim to form the government. Let's discuss how. The BJP has got 40 seats. You have got 1 seat of Haryana Lokhit Party, founded by Gopal Kanda. If you may recall, he is the same person who is known as whose journey in politics and life is known as Hawai Chappal se Hawai Jahaz tak. In the last election, he had contested in 75 seats. He lost deposits everywhere. This time, yes, he has won, and he becomes crucial today because he is the one who is kind of negotiating with other independents also. Of course, BJP's own leaders are talking to the independents, but Gopal Kanda is trying to be the rallying force for them, and they are all in Delhi today. So Gopal Kanda has got 1. Then you have 7 independents. Now 41 BJP is 40 plus Gopal Kanda, who has not, by the way, he has not publicly declared his support for any party. So we are still waiting for that. But we have got 41 now. If we count on Kanda's support, and I must put this caveat, he has not spoken out yet. Then you have 7 independents. So why do you hear the BJP president talking about forming the government now? Because the BJP is pretty confident. Out of 7 independent MLAs, 5 are BJP rebels, or 5 were BJP rebels. Now it's easier to get them on your side when they have been in your party earlier, and for some reason they decide to leave the party, maybe because of the denial of ticket or some differences, but it's easier. So that already makes it 46. Then you have another independent MLA who was an INLD rebel, yet another who was a Congress rebel, and then of course INLD itself has got 1 seat now. So total, if you count on these supports, so BJP is 40 plus 7 independents, 1 INLD and 1 Gopal Kanda. So that makes it 7 plus 2, 9. So that makes it 49 actually. Very easy to get, but depends on the BJP's negotiations with these independent candidates. Of course, BJP will be making claims that they have got, it has got the support of all of them, and Manohar Lal Khattar, the chief minister, is likely to meet the governor in a day or two to stake the claim. We will see. By the time the trust vote happens in the assembly, we will see who has gone on which side. Let's come to Maharashtra now. In the 288 member assembly, BJP has got 105, 17 short of their 2014 mark. Shiv Sena has got 56, again 7 short of its 2014 mark. Congress was supposed to be in a very bad shape, but it has managed to actually edge past its 2014 mark of 42. Congress has got 44 now. NCP has also done better. From 41 in 2014, it has reached 54. So Sharad Pawar, the Maratha warrior that we call him, it could be his last political innings. Still, I mean, he has put up a massive fight against the BJP and did it very successfully. Anyway, so there are different interpretations of the results. Of course, like everybody agrees that BJP's performance has been below par. At least much less than expected. So I'm sure one question that must be agitating everybody's mind is, how does this verdict, poll verdict, reflect on Prime Minister Narendra Modi? Is he losing his popularity, or does it have no bearing on his public standing today? My answer would be yes and no. Yes, in the sense, in 2014, after he took over as a Prime Minister, so in one state after another, people were voting for the BJP, reposing full trust in Prime Minister Narendra Modi to deliver for them, no matter who the Chief Minister would be. So in 2019, the second phase of Modi era, these were the first elections, first assembly elections. And if the BJP's tally is going down, we can't really just say that, okay, these were state assembly elections and it had nothing to do with the Prime Minister. There is of course some degree of disillusionment, some degree of resentment, but it hasn't reached a level where you can take a judgmental call that Modi is losing support. No, because we were travelling, I was travelling in Maharashtra, my colleagues were travelling in Haryana. And yes, there was a bit of disappointment with the state of affairs, but people were still hoping that that promised Achhe Din would come. So that way, it is not a reflection on Modi's popularity. Yes, as I said, over a period of 6 years, the chief ministers he brought, many of them haven't been able to deliver on the promises that the party made to the people. And because the people had voted for Modi in those elections in the past, there is a reflection on how they are looking at the NDA government at the centre. But at the end of the day, the assembly elections and chief ministers have been there. In Maharashtra and Haryana, chief ministers were there for 5 years. Of course, people will start judging their performance. As the results tell you now, people were not very happy with their performance. The lower voter turnout gave us the indication first, then the final tally of seats. So BJP has lost a bit of ground in both states, but opposition being in the state that it is, could not actually capitalize on them. In Haryana, because it was Bhupender Singh Hooda, the former chief minister, who put up a very strong fight, and Congress tally more than doubled from 15 in 2014 to 31 this time. In Maharashtra, you won't see Congress anywhere, not on billboards, not in newspaper advertisements, not on TV. The Congress had just given up the fight. Now you had Rahul Gandhi, who addressed just 2 public meetings in Haryana and 5 in Maharashtra. So he was almost absent from the poll scene. Sonia Gandhi did not campaign at all, Priyanka Gandhi did not campaign at all. So candidates were left to fend for themselves. As the results tell you, and especially the Congress party's performance in Haryana, well, Nehru Gandhi family is kind of irrelevant politically for the Congress, because even in their near absence, the party has done better. But let us come back to the BJP. There has been a slide in its popularity, at least in these 2 states. It is just the beginning. Again, you will have other states assembly elections coming up. We will see how far the BJP is able to salvage this situation and put up a better show, or at least maintain its current political dominance. Now, I have got a few questions which have been sent to us regarding these elections. I will take these questions now. Here, okay, so here is the first question.
A big setback for BJP in Haryana. Was Mission 75 too ambitious?
Yes, Mission 75 is too ambitious, but as we all know, it has been a part of the BJP's strategy. Basically trying to project the party as invincible, that as if the opposition did not matter. The actual strategy, you have swing voters also, you have voters who are loyal to you, you have voters who are loyal to the opposition, and a big chunk of them remain on the fence till the last moment. Okay, and then they decide to go with the winning party. I mean, once they feel that okay, this party is winning, they decide, okay, why to waste our vote on somebody who is going to be, to end up on the losing side. And that's why from the start BJP starts, making tall claims. I mean, in Maharashtra it was mission 220, where the BJP Shiv Sena combined ended up at 105 plus 56, 161 seats, slightly more than the majority mark. But mind you, before elections, the BJP was claiming probably the BJP will form the government on its own. Now, BJP was contesting only 154 seats. And to claim that out of 154 candidates, 145 would win the election was of course tall. But as I said, that has been a part of the BJP strategy, and let's not take that too seriously. I'll take another question now.
BJP aggressively campaigned on the poll plank of Article 370 abrogation. By doing so, did it ignore real issues of economic slowdown, unemployment, agrarian crisis, hence hurting its prospects?
BJP did actually made a huge pitch for the centre's decision to nullify Article 370, which gives a special status, which gave a special status to Jammu and Kashmir. That was one of the central planks of the BJP. Then, of course, he was talking about National Register of Citizens. There were other issues. The main pitch was hyper nationalism. Then you have divisive agendas like NRC, where the party has already declared that probably in the next parliament session the government will be passing or will be pushing for the passage of the Citizenship Amendment Act, which would actually shield non-Muslim immigrants who came to our country from being expelled. But Muslims will of course be, Muslim infiltrators or termites, as Amit Shah once called them, will have to go back. BJP does not utter the word Muslim, but when it talks about NRC, we know what the BJP is talking about. So, of course, the national issues were on the central stage of the BJP's election strategy in both states. And nobody was talking about unemployment or economic slowdown. And as you must have seen, must have noticed, the government has avoided using the word slowdown. Now, I am not an economist, so I will not go into it in detail. But we have also seen, we see what is happening. If you are in Delhi today, and if until last year, if you were to drive through some busy market, it would take you an hour or two, because markets would be full of people out for shopping. This time you just drive past market, there is hardly any traffic, you don't see any crowd. So, of course, there is a problem. Economic slowdown is all visible. I was traveling in Maharashtra. I was at a Shiv Sena office in Lonavala, and I go across, I start talking to a retail shopkeeper who claimed to be a big Modi fan. His brothers are in Shiv Sena, himself is a big Modi fan, but he was bitter. Now, his son was a mechanical engineer who was working at a General Motors plant nearby. The plant closed. Now, his son, a mechanical engineer, was driving his jeep, carrying his stuffs from wholesalers to retailers, and then the shopkeeper started cribbing, my son has to sleep in the jeep sometime. It's just one instance. People are feeling disappointed. But again, as I said, it's no reflection, or let's not take it that okay, Modi is losing the ground completely. No, because even that shopkeeper, his name, if I am not forgetting, was Ajit Giri. He was saying, look, शायद अभी भी अच्छे दिन अभी आए नहीं हैं, लेकिन देखते हैं, he had not given up. There is still a lot of hope from Modi. People have not given up on him. But yes, the fact that nobody was talking about their issues was hurting them, and it might have hurt the party a bit more. Now, Devendra Fadnavis government or Manohar Khattar government, they have done their bit. Now in Haryana, if you see Manohar Khattar, you don't see any big controversy surrounding his government. In the past 5 years, now if you travel around in Haryana, people will talk about recruitment. Because all recruitments in government jobs would be all about scams. And Haryana was known for that. Last 5 years, there has been no such thing. There is no allegation of corruption against Manohar Khattar government. Same is the case with Devendra Fadnavis. And Fadnavis was actually seen as a development man. There were so many things to talk about. The BJP decided to play on the national issues because these issues have won the party elections in previous assembly elections from 2014 to 2019. Let me take another question now.
Do you think the change of guard in the Haryana Congress has happened earlier?
Well, it's a $1 million question because it definitely worked well for the Congress. Bhupinder Singh Hooda, who was sidelined by Rahul Gandhi in Haryana affairs, Rahul had brought his own lieutenant and former Indian Youth Congress chief Ashok Tawar as the party chief. In 2014, the idea was that, when the Congress lost when Congress looked like losing in Haryana elections, the Congress assessment was that, there was this growing feeling against Jat leadership of Haryana in the Congress, and so Rahul brought Ashok Tawar, who is a Dalit leader, and the party expected Ashok Tawar to deliver. But for 5 years, we all saw nothing really happened for the Congress on the ground, and the Congress, despite Rahul Gandhi's reluctance, was compelled to bring Bhupinder Singh Hooda on the forefront. And he is a mass leader, he is the most popular leader in the Congress in Haryana, there is no doubt about it. He has shown tremendous organizational capacity also. In the last 5 years, when the main Congress was sitting idle, doing nothing, Hooda on his own, without any support from the Congress, was organizing rallies, anti-government rallies of course, all over Haryana. So, of course, if he had been brought earlier, results could have been much better. Probably the Congress tally would have looked much better, but that's the way things are happening in the Congress. Another question, please.
NCP scored more seats than earlier. So has Sharad Pawar emerged as the strongest opposition leader in the country?
So when it comes to showing the guts and the gumption to take on the BJP, the way Sharad Pawar did in Maharashtra elections, yes, he has emerged as one of the strongest opposition leaders. But let's not forget, NCP is confined to Maharashtra. It has had a few MLAs, say some in the northeast, some in Goa. Earlier you had some in Kerala also. So a couple of MLAs here and there in other states, but NCP is not a national party. And Sharad Pawar's, he has a national stature, of course. He has had over 5 decades long political career. But can Sharad Pawar make a difference if he campaigns outside Maharashtra? I don't know. But yeah, in the larger context, if we talk about opposition leaders and who is the strongest in terms of showing in terms of taking the fight to the BJP, Sharad Pawar is definitely there. Of course, you have Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal, you have Arvind Kejriwal in Delhi. When it comes to fighting, even Stalin has, but BJP is not there in Tamil Nadu, so I will not bring Stalin into it, but Navin Patnaik in Odisha, he may have had very good equations with BJP, but when it comes to fighting elections, he has done a great job in the last assembly election. So that's it. I'll take another question now.
Maharashtra campaign was entirely led by Fadnavis, while Gadkari was restricted to Vidarbha and had no role in ticket distribution. Has that affected BJP's performance?
So Gadkari is not a mass leader, of course, and Fadnavis himself is emerging as a leader. He is not there yet. And if you look at the results in Maharashtra, Fadnavis has won by a margin in his own seat. Fadnavis has won by a margin of 30,000 votes. You have many other top leaders of different parties who have won by over 1.5 lakh votes, 1,60,000 votes. So Fadnavis has had a clean image as a chief minister. He is recognized as an efficient administrator too, but as a mass leader, well, we will have to wait. So all right, that's all from me. I hope I have been able to answer questions to your satisfaction. Please keep sending your feedback and your questions, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll see you next week.